The Rolex market is changing, and what you're about to discover will leave you stunned. We'll uncover the remarkable shifts in this iconic luxury market, exploring the watches that are soaring and those that are struggling. Stay tuned till the end to make sure you're not missing out on incredible opportunities and valuable information that could shape your next Rolex investment. The changes in this market are crucial to understand, whether you're a collector or just passionate about fine timepieces. Let's start by talking about watch categories that aren't selling as well right now. These watches are getting less attention from buyers. Some people might be thinking about buying these watches for less than their usual price. Now, let's get into the details. We'll be talking about all the gold Sky Dweller watches like rose gold, yellow gold, and white gold versions. First, let's look at the rose gold one. Imagine a special watch with a chocolate color dial, made entirely from 18-karat rose gold. It looks amazing. The company suggests selling it for $54,000, but we've noticed that it's not as popular anymore. Trends and what people like to buy have changed. Most folks who want a durable watch are going for the Oyster Flex collection instead of the full gold one. The full gold watch isn't as popular right now because of what's happening in the world. This is something to think about if you're interested in getting one. Another trend that's becoming more noticeable is the growing interest in the Oyster Flex range, especially in the Sky Dweller collection. At the same time, we've seen a drop in sales, and one of the main reasons is the high recommended retail price of certain watches, such as the Daytona. These watches are priced between $43,000 to $45,000 when bought new. However, in the secondary market, we're seeing prices ranging from approximately $31,000 to $37,000 for both buying and selling. This information tells us about the current market trend for these watches, and it shows that demand has slowed down. Likewise, the full gold Daytona range, which includes stunning timepieces like the black dial version, made entirely from 18-karat rose gold, has also seen a decline in sales. The market has certainly hit the brakes, and there's less interest from buyers these days. It's crucial to take a good look at the market right now, and that's why we're talking about how things have changed. Let's focus on some watches, like the Oyster Flex range, which used to go for around $69,000 not so long ago, and the Sundust model, which was priced well above $62,000. And if we talk about the chocolate dial version with a specific combination, it would set you back a jaw-dropping $75,000. The big difference in pricing shows how unpredictable the market has been. However, it's important to note that prices for these watches are starting to come back down to a more reasonable level. There's still a chance they might drop even further, which is something all of you considering buying should keep in mind. Unless you're absolutely in love with a particular watch, it might be wise to wait a bit because there could be more room for the price to go down. If you're passionate about it, then sure, go ahead and make the purchase. But be cautious. As we always say, the current mood in the market for these specific models isn't very strong. Now, let's take a closer look at another example that highlights what we mean by slow selling items. This particular watch has seen a drop in demand, but it's available at a remarkably attractive price point. On the other hand, the Yachtmaster 42mm white gold Oyster Flex watch retails at $32,000. You see, when watches like these aren't competitively priced in the market, they tend to struggle to find buyers. They definitely fall into the category of slow-selling items, which essentially means that right now, the market is leaning in favor of buyers. There's also another noteworthy timepiece to talk about, the Full Rose Root Beer. Many of you have an affinity for this exquisite watch, entirely crafted from 18-karat rose gold. It's recommended to be sold for approximately $44,000. However, its demand has taken a significant hit, with pre-owned pieces being sold for well below $37,500. This is yet another example of a watch that's having a tough time finding new homes. In the past, there was a rush of people entering the watch industry, Some were in it for financial gains, and others were new buyers attracted by price surges. However, most of them have now exited the scene. What we're witnessing today is a shift, where buyers are entering the market not just as investors, but also with the intention of actually using these watches. Now, let's shift our focus to the watches that everyone is clamoring for, the steel sports professional models, which are currently the hottest choice in the market. Specifically, when it comes to GMT models, the Batman, Batgirl, Pepsi on Oyster, and Pepsi on Jubilee versions are the ones stealing the spotlight. These timepieces have truly captured the hearts of many, with people choosing them as their daily go-to watches. Their demand is exceptionally high, and they are flying off the shelves. In fact, the entire steel sports category is performing exceptionally well, and the Starbucks models are following a similar trend by selling out quickly. For those of you looking for an available option in the current market, it's crucial to recognize that the market is currently in a slight decline, which may continue before it starts to bounce back. So, whether or not you decide to make a purchase comes down to your willingness to take a calculated risk, and you might advise others in the same way. Moving on to other notable trends, blue-dialed watches, which have always been timeless favorites, are generating significant interest. This is something worth noting because blue-dialed watches are proving to be highly popular and in demand. Additionally, there's a notable buzz around the pandas. Many collectors and enthusiasts are showing a keen interest, largely because the 2023 batch might mark the final production year for these watches. In the past, a similar watch from the 2021 batch would have been valued at around $44,000 to $56,000. Now, let's talk about the Daytona models. They've pretty much hit their peak value, with $50,000 being a reasonable estimate for these highly sought-after watches. The Daytona model is incredibly popular, but what's even more fascinating is the IceFlex Daytona range. These watches are often snatched up even before they can be listed on different websites. That's how immensely popular they've become. Additionally, there's a category of watches known as stealth wealth models, which offer a very discreet and sophisticated option that many of you are seeking for your everyday wear. It's important to acknowledge that even though you're actively making purchases, there's still a chance that the value of your acquisition can decrease. However, this shouldn't discourage you because you're contributing to a different market landscape. The market has shifted, and it's now more oriented toward buyers. This means you're buying watches to wear and enjoy, rather than just focusing on making profits, which was the case for dealers and investors in the past. The watch industry has evolved, and it's now a more favorable environment for buyers like you. But as you venture into buying your dream watch, it's essential to be mindful of selecting a trustworthy dealer to ensure a smooth and reliable transaction. What do you think of the evolving market of Rolex? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to Luxury Focus to stay ahead of all the latest news in the world of timepieces. See you next time!